Hello, folks. Welcome one more time to another program in the series, Homo Politicus. What we do here is simple. We don't leave any stone unturned, neither do we leave any turn unstoned, just so you know. Today, Edo Guber election. Unprofessional reactions trail deployment of Presidency'S account for APC candidate. Well, you know, in Africa, nay, Nigeria, where politics is a zero-sum enterprise, partisanship or political favoritism is a norm. For that matter, politics and elections are Siamese twins, that is, inseparable. And so on Saturday, September 21st, the governorship election in Edo State is billed to hold. About 18 political parties are going to contest for the plum job. Political pundits say it's a three-horse event. The incumbent People's Democratic Party, PDP, is there. All Progressives Congress, APC, is also there. And a dark horse, the Labour Party, LP, has joined the fray. They are the front runners, I dare tell you. Now, the federal government of Nigeria is APC controlled, and so it is natural for it to vote for the APC candidate there. That's Monday Okpebolo. The news that the presidency has deployed its X handle, that's former Twitter, to canvass for votes for its man has rattled a cross-section of the public. The dissenting voices query the propriety, that is the correctness of the actions. Now, Vice President Kashim Shettima is leading the assault from the front line, from the front, if you like. It needs be stressed that in democratic politics and government, a strong adherence and loyalty to a political party and therefore a candidate is a desideratum, that is a thing that's needed. Moralizing on the gesture by countrymen and women is, to say the least, unprofessional. Shall we have a conversation, please? My two discussants are familiar to you, but let's meet and greet Dr. Victor Ohai. Victor is a film critic and film producer and, of course, a national affairs analyst. Dr. Ohai, I greet you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Dr. Ohai, we are joined here by the indomitable Emeka Madunago, journalist and political commentator. Emeka, welcome.
Hello, citizen. Yeah, welcome back.
So, Dr. Ohai, let's start with you. Edo politics and what it tends to mean for you and I has been on for a while now, and so we expect anything, right?
It's going to be one of the most unpredictable elections in recent times. There is no party that is 100% sure until the last minute, and honestly, things are changing. And like we say in politics, which for us a very long time. There are so many dynamics to this election. If you permit me in the course of the program, I'm going to break it down for you. Really analyze what the odds are stacked against each contestant. But it's a very interesting one. And we'll have to wait and see how it turns out. But in the course of the analysis, maybe we'll be able to break down, look at what the strengths and weaknesses of these candidates are, and what the odds are that are stacked.
Okay, but are you in any way troubled or phased, if you like, by the reported deployment of the Presidency'S account for the APC candidate there?
Okay, so the thing is this, some of our social media handlers, not just here, as you can tell in the case of Osime's case in Napoli, where the ex-handlers, the handlers of social media tend to carry their personal biases into the work, rather than do the official work that they've been given. So somebody is probably using what is supposed to be the official handle for the president or for the government to begin to canvass for votes. That's wrong, because that handle is supposed to be for all Nigerians. It's supposed to be one that is sort of, call it an agnostic handle, one that does not belong to anybody. So, but it should only speak for Nigeria and for Nigerians. But somebody has, decided to use it. But I can tell you at this point that whether they use that handle or not, people are already fixated on their candidates, and no handle is going to change anybody's opinion. It won't make any difference.
So these shenanigans are things you expect at a time like this?
Yes, it's an abuse without a doubt. Should be condemned, but it won't change anybody. It won't change anybody. People have already made up their minds. Maybe a few undecided, but that handle is not going to sway any vote, either for or against.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Victor. Emeka, but Victor was not necessarily speaking for you, or was he?
Well, he spoke for me because I have a stake in Edo State. I was born in Edo State. I was born in Benin, and I still have a property there. I have my roots there. I have family members in Edo State. I have my in-laws in Edo State because my younger brother is married to a Benin woman. So I am firmly rooted in Edo State, and anything that happens in Edo State concerns me very directly. So you see, the dynamics of Edo politics, are such that on the streets you will know where an election is likely to be headed. All of these things using X and all of that, they don't face Edo people. These things don't face Edo people because it only shows the desperation of the All Progressives Congress, concerning this election. It's as clear as possible. The candidate they are bringing has made a lot of gaps openly. He said he will give them insecurity. I said different things, and there are doubts about.
May I just remind you, regarding that, the great Napoleon Bonaparte had told us, you and I, that in politics, stupidity is not a handicap.
Well, stupidity actually led the United States to issue a report that claimed that Iraq was enriching uranium and was getting uranium from Niger Republic. At the end of the day, it was found to be a damn stupid report.
So you think it was an excuse, a lame excuse to invade Iraq?
It was a lame excuse. The same thing with Afghanistan, that the United States later ran away from Afghanistan, abandoning so much military hardware in Afghanistan. So we must never allow our politicians to, project their stupidity to us. We must always correct them when they are going stupid. Why am I saying that? Now, Mondo Okpebholo is a candidate. Let him present himself. Let him market what he has. Aso Iwedalu is a candidate for PDP. Of course, let him market himself. The same thing with Olumide Akpata. But you find out that between Aswe and Okpebholo, it has been more of their godfathers, if you permit that word, who have been speaking. They're speaking more than themselves, more than the candidates themselves. It's only Olumide Akpata, but of course, Olumide has mostly relied on social media, and it's about the people on the streets. It's about the people on the streets, and they are the ones that will decide. Edo State is one place where people usually turn out for elections, in their numbers.
Yeah.
It's one of those states. It's not a place where you see people playing football. If you remember Adams Oshiomhole, when, as governor, he was looking for a second term, and right there, even on election day, he was accusing then President Goodluck Jonathan of, trying to rig the election right on the polling ground where he was in the line, to cast his vote. He was still, throwing up allegations. Yeah. And I'm surprised that the same Oshiomhole is coming out, the way he has been prancing on.
Well, of course, Oshiomhole has a dog in the fight, so he should be on the street, don't you think?
Oshiomhole has no dog in the fight. Oshiomhole is just being a busybody. Like I told you, I'm an Edo man.
Okpebholo is his man, so
yes, but he should not put himself in front of Mondo Okpebholo.
Okay.
He should allow Edo people to listen to Mondo Okpebholo. 1, 2. Oshomole stepped on many toes. You can see he's now apologizing to the Sama opinion.
Emeka, this talk is not about Oshomole.
No, I'm trying to connect.
Digressing.
No, I'm trying to connect the dots. What I'm saying is this. You also, I'm connecting it to this, the use of this ex-handle of the president. Somebody deliberately just put it there, vote for, so and so. Knowing that thing is an unprofessional use. And let me tell you that account can be taken down by X. Because one, is an advert, you're pushing an advert, which ought to be paid for. Two, this is a government account. And X had a policy after it took down Donald Trump's account. That it was, started designating certain accounts as government accounts, this account, so and so. So when you now reduce the NGR presidency account, to a platform to hustle for votes, then what you're doing is that you're just flagging, you want people to flag the account, and you want people to actually in their numbers tell X, flag this account.
Emeka, I accept that we've been a long time coming like this. So,
but it should not be allowed. Condemn it.
No, hold on. Dr. Okai would agree that it's a mighty shame that in 64 years, in close to 64 years of countryhood or nationhood, Nigeria is in a very bad place, by choice. So, Victor, mine is the Labour Party is the dark horse in this contest. You expected the Labour Party, like a newcomer, to come with a new broom. But aren't you surprised that Labour Party is undergoing a serious teething problem?
Okay, so if we're starting with the Labour Party, then I have my opinions concerning what Emeka Guber just said, and I hope I can contribute that later.
Emeka Guber, beg your pardon.
Yes, if you allow me later, maybe after this question or during this question, I will reply, because the dynamics on ground are different from what our personal opinions are. For the Labour Party, this would have been the election for them to take. But the messaging from the party is not, first of all, it is not in the interest of the ruling party at the national level to allow the Labour Party breathe. Let me put it that way. And so I think and believe strongly that moves have been planted to decimate, disorganize, and disintegrate that party going towards 2027. Otherwise, quite frankly, there are many young people there who are supporters. I was in Benin just last week, and I was hearing campaigns from PDP saying, okay, this time around, you had voted Labour before, but this time, it's not Peter Obi that is on the ballot, so vote for PDP. You can tell that they really see Labour as a threat, and they are now saying, okay, all of you who didn't vote for us before, we know you did it because of Peter Obi, but this time Peter Obi is not on the ballot. So just transfer those votes to us in PDP. When I heard it, I was laughing. It shows that Labour Party does pose some sort of existential threat to the two bigger parties. But Labour, apart from the how do I put it now, the hit tune that they are playing. I'm not calling it sick tune now. Hit tune. That music is a hit. That they are playing on television and on radio. I don't see what else they are doing. Their messaging is just wrong. They could have capitalized on the fight between these two elephants. Like what happened with Agbala Jobi and Sarumi in a long time ago. 1992. Although they were both in SDP fighting themselves. At the end of the day, an unknown dark horse from NRC,
Michael Otedola,
came and swept the polls, although in the end we ended up getting $10 perfume all over Lagos, if you still remember, but they won the election, so I think that they've wasted that opportunity. They stood a very good chance, but the messaging was not properly coordinated.
Except Victor, the elector is the master on election day.
Well, I'll say this to you. It's not a matter of being a master on the election day. Yes, I agree to that extent, but, they could have cashed in on the fight between these two parties, and created a messaging that will make people look in their direction against the two old parties. But they didn't do that. So they will try, yes, but I don't see Labour going anywhere.
Thank you.
Factor.
Thank you.
Yes.
Emeka, again, Governor Obaseki has one big fly in the ointment, and that is not inaugurating 14 duly elected members of the State House. You think Nigerians forget that?
How do I answer that? It's just like the situation. It's just like the situation in Rivers State. Whereby, which lawyer said that those members of the House of Assembly, had now become an association of friends.
Okay.
That they actually committed suicide. If you permit me, they actually hurt their ambitions, by their actions. Yes, you see, Nigerians also knew. Yes, it was actually unconstitutional what Obaseki did. But you see, also the members of the House of Assembly did not help matters. Because why? They were being teleguided by the same Adams Oshiomhole, because he couldn't control Obaseki. So he now wanted to use the assembly to hold Obaseki. The same thing you're having in Rivers State. It's just that the man in Rivers State, Sim Fubara has learned from the people before him. So he's playing that game of the underdog very well. The underdog who is able to jump up and slap the giant and run away, come back.
A balancing act.
Yes. So definitely, of course, that was in his first term now, which was roundly condemned. But you see, we cannot forget the fact of Oshiomhole's overbearing influence. What he was trying to do to actually hold the government, if you also remember Rauf Aregbesola as governor of Oyo State, for Osun State, where he didn't have commissioners for about 9 or 11 months. So, and then again, also, he wasn't even, at the time, I think he wasn't even using security aids, government security aids. He was using one group like that, those are the ones guarding him. So, the point is that I think, too many godfathers, there are too many cooks stirring this Edo State broth, and they are not helping matters at all. And then, at this very time, look at the suffering in the country. Look at fuel prices, food prices, and everything, insecurity. Even in Edo State, even right in Edo State. Why? And then the Inspector of Police coming to say he had banned the Edo security network. He doesn't have such powers. Because the people remember that there was a time on that Benin Ekpoma Auchi Road, that kidnappers were operating on that road on a regular basis. And the police appeared helpless until Obaseki brought in the Edo security network, and they went into the forest and dislodged these kidnappers. They went to different places in Edo State. This is supposed to be the job of the federal government, of the federal police. But it was the Edo security network that went into those places and destroyed those people. So that's why you see that at least people could travel on that road. If I tell you what
because security is not just for the governor alone. Is an all-comers thing,
Yeah, yes, but there are those statutorily empowered to do that. If I tell you something that will shock you. On that road, I was almost kidnapped. Some years ago, I was coming back from Kogi State, driving a Honda car, and a group of kidnappers. Thank God for my training as an investigative journalist.
Okay.
When I saw them in my mirror, 5 men in a V-boot. I saw the way they were just stealing my car, and I told the two occupants of my car, I said, just tighten your seatbelt, hold on to something, because you are going to have a
that you were going to take off.
That they are going to have that these guys, no, they will not grab me. And that was what we were doing. Overtaking. When I overtook like 3 cars ago, these guys followed me. I went on and I said, look, these guys that you met the wrong customer. And we were able to beat them until we got to a military checkpoint, and then I parked sort of block, and I told them, I said, the people in that viewpoint, those guys are kidnappers. Those guys are kidnappers. So the soldiers, when I said, who, they went, I knew, at least I used that to get them to delay them, and I took off. So when I took off, I drove, and I just lost them. So what am I saying? You don't find such regularly. Even Benin Expressway, at the time, it was becoming a problem. There was a place. I also escaped a robbery attack at a place they call Ubogun, just before Okada went on your way. That was May 12, 1998. Around 8 p.m. So, but all of this is, you now find the Edo State Network, on the roads, on those, helping the police to take care of those roads.
All right then, thank you. Yeah, Brother Victor, we're back with you. Emeka has talked about godfathers. I hear even in the United States of America and the United Kingdom, they have godfathers, but there are no substitutes for democracy. Here, godfathers appear to be the linchpins. In 64 years, we have done badly.
Okay. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, so allow me to do a little breakdown.
Okay, go on.
The godfather thing will also come in as well, but it's coming in a different way. Let me analyze the chances of these other two parties.
No, I just thought that Emeka talked about in passing about godfathers, and he mentioned Oshomole, but I'm saying godfathers appear to have become the big boys, bigger, or so to speak, than the system.
I will answer it in my analysis.
Okay then.
Yeah. So first of all, if you ask me between the two candidates, who might probably be best for the Edo people and who appears to be more popular right now, Aswe seems to be leading. It seems to be the preferred candidate. I would personally like an Aswe. He's good, he's articulate, he has a network and all that. But the odds are stacked heavily against him. Why? Let me give you two answers. For two says, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, number one.
In politics.
Yes. Then, the friend of my enemy is my enemy, number two. Let me repeat. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. The friend of my enemy is my enemy. Okay?
Straightforward mathematics, yeah.
Yes. With those two in mind, let me attempt a little analysis. Head and shoulders, you would say, Aswa. He's been doing all the work. He's done all the labor. He's done all the campaign. He's visible everywhere. People in the diaspora love him. The Lagos Edolites love him. The Edolites everywhere outside Benin. And in Benin, they all love him. But where do these two saints come in handy? He would have just sailed home very easily. But the enemies of Obaseki have become friends of those who would have backed him. Let me start with the chairman South, who holds the party structure of PDP in Edo State, because the party chairmen, both at the world local government level, apart from the current party chairman, Isaac, yes, apart from him, the party structure is still owned by Dan Obi and Obedeyama. They installed all those people. And when the governor came, he tried to change it. They went to court, he did not succeed. So what you find is a situation where those people are on ground. They're in PDP, but they will not work for PDP. You find a situation where the South, that's Wike's man, the South vice chairman, who was the former state chairman, Danobi, is a PDP man, but he's working for the opposition. 100%. The guy who could have been governor, who yielded his position to him, Obedeyama, who is very influential, not just across the state, but especially in Edo South. Obedeyama is working. In fact, the federal government has even given him an appointment in recent times. He has a federal appointment from Tinubu now. They are all working. They are in PDP, but they are working for the APC candidate. The former governor, who still has his loyalists, what's his name now? Oshomole, is working for the APC candidate. The deputy governor,
which of them now?
Do not feel it tribal.
Tribal or Moses?
Shaibu is also working for Monday Opeolo. So you can see that there's a special oil is running on the head of Opeolo. He doesn't need to campaign. The young man doesn't need to campaign at all. And the issue of whether being fluent and all that. You remember when there was a time we all thought that Buhari was looking stupid, he wouldn't even go the distance. What happened? Do you remember that even Tinubu, when he was campaigning, he was talking Bula and everybody was laughing. He was looking stupid at the time, and people thought that, and that's why I agree with Citizen Jones that, who did he even quote? He said, somebody said...
This is not a handicap.
Napoleon Bonaparte, yeah.
That stupidity is not a handicap in politics.
It is not.
I agree 150 over 100%. It is not about what I want. It's not about how I feel. It's not even about what I think is best. It's about the reality on the ground. I just started the analysis. Look at all these odds stacked against Aswe. Not through any fault of his, but by virtue of his association with his sponsor. When I say sponsor now, the person who projected him, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but the friend of my enemy
is my enemy.
Aswe is the friend of the enemy of all these people. So automatically it becomes their enemy. They don't have anything against him personally. But because he's in the camp of Obaseki, they would rather vote a dog than vote to
No, but can I counter that, please? I need to counter that.
Let me finish.
No, I need to counter that. Because
you have your say.
Yes, I need to counter that because you are giving some narratives that do not that are not reflecting on the ground.
Let's have some other. Victor,
I told you who my choice candidate would be. That I would prefer an Aswe. I've told you that. So it's not about that. I'm being dispassionate in my analysis. I'm not putting sentiments in my. I'm breaking down. I will tell you. So again, let's come to the geopolitical side. Within S and lands, Edo Central, the incumbent governor, let me use that language, is the person who is ruling right now, is the incumbent senator. That's the highest ranking person there. Is the senator, and that's Opeolo. He broke the jinx of PDP, the first APC senatorial candidate. Broke the jinx in S and land. He has grassroots support. For him to have broken, it means there is something he knows, whether we think he's good or not. He must have some support base. Secondly, he comes from the majority party, Irua side, Urumi side of S and land. The Aswe comes from the minority, away in me, and then there is where Ikimi comes from, Egoeben, who are those in the middle. The middle people now want the shot at the Senate. So it is in their interest for Opeolo to step up so that they can produce the next senator. You can be sure they will not be working for Aswe because they are interested in the Senate seat. I've just started, you'll calm down, you have your seat. Now, let us look at what is happening in Edo North. I've told you about Danobi already. It's from Edo North. I've told you about Oshomole already. It's from Edo North. I've told you about Shaibu already. It's from Edo North. The odds are stacked. These people are all big influencers. They have followers. I don't know. Aswe has the support as well, but I don't know how many of them. The people that the governor has are political appointees. And those people right now are paperweights. I can tell you that for sure. In Edo North, I don't know how much he will do, even though his name appears to be everywhere. And let me repeat myself. If I were to vote, I didn't register in Edo State, I would prefer him. He has more contacts, more connections, so don't get me wrong. I'm just being dispassionate in my analysis. I don't have the dog in the fight.
Thank you.
I've not finished, sir. I've not finished. I've not gone to Edo South. Okay, let me just finish Edo South in one sentence. The truth is, Edo South, Obaseki is from there. Akwata is from there. Okay? And Ogbede Yama is from there. They will divide Edo South. You can do the math magic and find out who you think the winner will be at the end of the day. Finally, PDP governors are not happy with Obaseki. I don't know how many of them will support the candidature. As at this time, I've not seen them coming to do a mega rally in Edo State in support of the candidate. And I don't know Obaseki to be very generous. That's one. Secondly, APC wants the state at all costs. You can see already what happened when they sent their people down to come and campaign. I will leave the rest to you. Again, I repeat.
Thank you.
I have no dog in the fight. I'm just a dispassionate analyst.
Okay, thank you, Victor. Thank you. Emeka, in taking us home, let's look at this issue. Of the 18 parties, 17 members have signed a peace accord. The PDP is saying no. The governor is claiming bias. And bias, Emeka, I dare tell you, is like beauty. It's in the eyes of the beholder.
Of course, yes. The governor actually gave reasons for that. That if you look at, the police have been arresting PDP members, PDP chieftains, and 10 PDP chieftains, arrested them and took them to Abuja, and there was this rumor that they were arraigned at the magistrate's court in Abuja. How can you arrest people for offenses allegedly committed in Edo State, and you are taking them to FCT, which is under jurisdiction?
I understand. They say in law, jurisdiction is a key.
No, but magistrate's court.
I'm saying in law.
Jurisdiction, yes, you are very right. You are very correct. So taking them is just a waste of time, because also take note of one thing. That's what I was trying to counter in what Dr. Victor was saying. Look, the Edo man doesn't want outsiders to dictate to him. That is it. That was what also worked in favor of Obaseki, previously in his re-election, when they were saying Edo not the Lagos. They were talking about Bane, second time. Now, what the IG is doing is actually making the Edo people feel that, wait a minute, is it that, because this IG is a Yoruba man, so he's trying to, Tinubu is trying to use him to cow us. And among the Edos, that sentiment runs very high. You see, the other thing is that Obaseki, yes, he has enemies, but don't forget that in Osun State, that was how people...
Is it that he has enemies or he made political enemies?
No, there's no how you will be a governor and you not make political enemies. Even call any state, even within the parties, within their parties, who are those who work against someone in Lagos? These are APC people now. These are APC people. Go to any state. Is it in Ogun State? Is it in...
it doesn't say anything good about our type of politics.
That is it.
Yeah.
How can you be in PDP and you're working against PDP? And these same people have also enjoyed patronage from the same Obaseki that they are now working against.
Yeah, might I inject, even though you think he's a political gadfly, Wike, you don't wish him away.
You see, Wike's style of politics is not good politics, and it's not in his own interest. Because even though he tried, his initial plan was to project himself as the leader of PDP in the South. That has been totally punctured. So he only got Rivers State, and he's not even standing on ground.
If he is daring any PDP governor, you call him a paperweight.
But the PDP governors have told him, they've dared him, they've told him to come. that they are waiting for him in their states. If he has 10 heads, let him come and he will understand what it means. It's not just to sit down in Abuja and be making, no. Come on ground and then you will understand what it means to be on the streets.
All right.
You know, so all the noise he's making, it even shows that he doesn't understand politics. In the 2019 election, 60 people were said to have died in Rivers State. Trying to defend.
You mean died or been killed?
Been killed. Have been killed. You know, trying to defend PDP. Trying to help Nyesom Wike to come back as governors. As governor of Rivers State. Now, you are working against that same. So does it mean those people died in vain? Then you are now, openly working against PDP. You see, let people understand one thing. Politics is like quicksand. You may be jumping up and down, but take note that there are some people who are behind the scenes and watching and even pretending to be working with you.
Yeah.
But who can undermine you? Don't forget, the last PDP Congress, Obaseki is in control of the state machinery now. The state PDP is in control of it. And let me tell you, in Edo State, be very wary of those politicians that Dr. Okai was mentioning, that they are this. Don't trust them, because at the last minute, these guys can actually.
Can you trust any politician in our country?
That's what I'm saying. So don't forget, these people are in PDP. And there are people who are talking to them. We can even acknowledge that, yes, Obaseki begged him to, to vote, to support his man. And then I look at something, even though it's just my, thoughts, that by, Wike's people taking over, being allowed to take over the Rivers State structure, of PDP, that may have been a concession by the PDP NWC, National Working Committee, to say, okay, Wike, we'll leave Rivers for you. Please leave Edo for us. That's why I said it's my own opinion. Yeah. But because in politics, concessions are key. Okay. And we still have, a few days to go.
If you like, horse trading.
Horse trading. So a lot of these things will come into.
This is wishful thinking.
No, it's not about wishful thinking now. I'm going to be in Benin. I'll be in Benin tomorrow. By this time tomorrow, I'll be in Benin. So it's not about wishful thinking. If you want, we can even do a Zoom from there, and I will tell you what is going on ground in Benin.
Okay. Get me right.
I told you about Osun State.
Just a minute, gentlemen. Let's take it home now. The index finger of the producer is saying, wind up. Dr. Kai, Otto von Bismarck, the first chancellor of Germany, said, politics is not an exact science.
Yes.
But sociologists will tell you it's behavioral more than anything else. How do you take us home?
Well, I want to say this. There's no politicians are incurable optimists. Their supporters are even more so. You can quote me on that. It is okay to say this is how it should be or it ought to be. But the signs are out there. And don't forget, I said in the beginning, 25 is a very long time. Anything can change. But as it stands, as of today, Aswe has done all the work. In fact, he deserves to win. But it does appear as if the oil, now below head, 19 they run. He did not have to do anything. He's not doing anything. He's not making any effort. And yet, the opposition camp is working for him. I think at the end of the day, I know Citizen Jones doesn't like us talking about God, but there are times when you see the finger of God working in the life of a man. That is what I fear I see happening there. But I wish the very best for Edo State. Because that is my state. And may the best man win, and may God let the best man win. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very kindly, Dr. Victor Okai, for your time. But as we say, Emeka has agreed too that the day, September 1st, belongs to the elector, the voter.
September 21st.
September 21st belongs to the elector, the voter.
Yeah, that is if the election is not postponed.
Okay.
Because Okpebolo has a case coming up on Friday. So there are institutions that
until
INEC
anything
might
happens,
postpone the election.
you are a journalist, and so you are speaking from that background.
Yes.
September 21st is the day for the governorship election in Edo State, in Dr. Okai's state.
Yeah. And my state too.
Okay.
And my state.
By adoption.
Not just adoption.
Okay.
I'm an Edo man.
No. You are an Umbrarian.
My birth.
But you were born in
My
Edo.
birth.
I pay taxes in Edo. I pay taxes in Edo. Does Dr. Okai pay taxes in Edo?
I was born in Lagos. I can't claim Lagos.
Do you pay taxes in Lagos?
I do.
I pay taxes in Edo State.
But
And that's what establishing citizenship.
Dr. Kai will identify that 3 major ships are giving us problem: citizenship, indigenship, settlership. You understand? So until we put those behind us, we are not yet home. But let's thank you, Emeka Madunagu, for your time. And Dr. Victor Okai, wish you well. I wish you Godspeed. Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
Okay, let the debate continue in your part of town, but we have done our best. Mold opinion, that's what we do essentially here, and leave the rest to the opinion, the decision makers. Until the next time, bye-bye now. Take care.